This is TOS Television, your digital-first Pan-African news network. I am Abigail Lukwade, and this is Africa Now. It's a race against time in Burkina Faso to save 8 miners trapped inside a mine at a depth of 700 meters. The operations by at least 4 mining companies started on 21st of April after the Pekowa zinc mine was flooded. The families, however, are beginning to lose hope given the slow pace of the operation. Now on coup matters. After political consultations, Colonel Mamadi Doumbouya, the head of Guinea's junta that took power in a coup last September, said its transition back to civilian rule will probably take more than 3 years. Opposition leaders who condemned the plan said that the choice had no legal basis and was inadmissible, inconceivable and unacceptable, and constitutes a threat to peace and national unity. Doumbouya said he will submit the proposal to the National Transitional Council, an 80-member body set up by the junta, to act as parliament during the transition to elections. Chad's Transitional Military Council has postponed a national dialogue that was set to take place in the country's capital in N'Djamena on May 10. The inclusive national dialogue is to gather the various political stakeholders in Chad and to establish a constitutional framework to hold elections. The talks will now take place at a later date, which will be decided after consultations with the relevant institutions and political actors. Tunisian President Kais Saied has announced that a high committee will be formed to prepare for the establishment of a new constitution. According to the president, the committee will be made up of 2 bodies. One will be in charge of national dialogue, convening political and socio-economic actors, while another will complete the process with all legal, logistical, and institutional organizational aspects. Now on security. Troops participating in a West African joint military force claim to have killed an estimated 20 rebel fighters in the Lake Chad Basin between April 27 and 29. Lake Chad's basin, which is shared by the 4 countries and the lake's many islets, have become one of the main locations for fighters from Nigeria's Boko Haram and its dissident branch, the Islamic State in West African province, ISWAP. This is your digital-first Pan-African news network, TOS Television. You're watching Africa Now. Business stories coming your way after the break. So stay tuned. Welcome back in business. Kenyan President Uhuru Kenyatta on Sunday said his government will hike the country's minimum wage by 12% immediately to help workers cope with a surge in consumer prices, driven in part by the war in Ukraine. Kenya's current minimum wage is 13,500 Kenyan shillings per month. Inflation in the East African country rose to 6.47% year-on-year last month, from 5.56% in March, the Statistics Office said. The Moroccan government announced on Saturday a raise in the minimum wage of public and private sector workers, the Prime Minister's office said in a statement. The minimum monthly wage in the public sector will be raised by 16%, while the private sector minimum monthly salary will be raised by 10% within 2 years, according to the statement. The agreement between the government, major labor unions, and the Federation of Employers also includes an increase in family allowance and retirement benefits. Now, Malawi, is one of the world's poorest countries, but a major tobacco producer ranking first in the world for barley and 7th for overall production, is looking to cannabis for more profits. Returns from tobacco, dubbed the Malawi's green gold, has dwindled over the past decade due to declining global demands driven by anti-smoking campaigns. No other economy is more dependent on the leaf. Government statistics say over 70% of the nation's export income comes from tobacco. The Organization of Petroleum Exporting Countries OPEC Fund has announced a $14.3 million contribution to Phase 2 of the feasibility study for the $25 billion Nigeria-Morocco gas pipeline. The intervention is intended to help the Moroccan government's national development strategy focused at transitioning into a low-carbon energy sector, according to OPEC. The research will conduct in-depth analysis of the execution and design processes for the gas pipeline's ultimate completion, is in the final investment decision. And that is it on Africa Now. For more updates, visit our website at www.TOSTVNetwork.com. Follow us and like our social media handles on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. Remember to subscribe on YouTube. Do stay with us and enjoy more programs on TOS Television Network. I am Abigail Okwade. Happy Eid Mubarak.